Thanks, Representative Isaacson. So you did just touch on the arbitration issue. I too have kind of a pointed question on that topic. So studies have shown that 50%, actually more than 50% of Pennsylvania workers are subject to mandatory arbitration agreements. So these are signed as a condition of employment. They really don't have any negotiating room as far as like these agreements, and they require employees to submit employment disputes, which include claims of discrimination and retaliation in violation of their civil rights, to a private arbitration panel. So, you know, these arbitration forums are inherently biased towards the employers. As you kind of touched on earlier, the employers often have a repeat relationship with the arbitration forum. So this translates into a lower success rates for employees. And then, you know, in the event that an employee actually does win, the arbitration awards are typically a lot smaller. And then to add insult to injury, all of this is happening behind closed doors. You know, arbitration is confidential, so employers are repeatedly discriminating against their employees, and the employees don't really have the benefit of the court of public opinion kind of keeping an eye on these things. So I was curious what your thoughts are on mandatory arbitration, and if you have any plans to address the systemic inequities that ravage as a result of mandatory arbitration.
Well, I think mandatory arbitration violates your right to a jury trial, which is one of your constitutional rights. I mean, I understand corporate America trying to reduce the amount of exposure and liability that they want to have, depending on their size. And I think arbitration also is used to shield others from learning about bad practices that are occurring when somebody is shopping for a job. Because, you know, when we're not in pandemics, we might, you know, we have workforces and work situations where not only is an employer shopping for an employee shopping for an employer, and you need to know what you're getting into before you make a commitment or sign a document. So having a mandatory arbitration agreement, I don't think is necessarily one of the best practices. I don't know how to go about that, as I'm not a lawyer and I'm not on the Judiciary Committee, but I would say we would need to address that going through a process and see if there is an avenue that we can create better law here in Pennsylvania that would make sure that we have a better protection of workers' rights. Because right now it's very much a situation where it's a business corporate, you know, environment, not a workers' corporate environment. So
thank you.
I hope I answered your question.